Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And this video is going to be really impactful and powerful. I knew I wanted to go live, and I just asked the people in my group what they wanted to see, which I wanted to talk about. And someone said the God state. And the other person who answered said she wanted to talk about revising on the spot and manifesting for others, which all of these things kind of fall into, well, really everything about manifesting. Manifesting very proficiently definitely has to do with the God state. A quick story for me was when I was first serving years ago, when I really started to get serious about my coaching business. I was waiting on like getting a few clients before I quit my job, and I had been manifesting it for years. But when I learned about the God state, it took about 2 weeks and I was able to quit. Obviously it was a little bit of a ride from there, but but the God state it's going to help you in every area, no matter what. And really help you become a master manifester. So we're going to talk about that today. Hi, Summer. I am also going to be doing a get ready with me because some of you guys asked me about my skincare routine. Some of you guys asked me, about my makeup, and I left my makeup over there. Hi, Tia in all caps. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, A Secret Channel. Yes, you're literally right on time. I just started. Hi, Marvetta. Hi, Kalani. You manifested me, Kalani. Give me a second, you guys, because I left my other makeup over here. Okay. I like yanked out my charger. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lyric. Hi, Yara. I think it like twisted a little bit. Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, a little tumultuous there. Okay. But anyways, yeah, so I got some new makeup, you guys, and I was like, I haven't tried it yet, and I wanted to try it, obviously. I was like, why don't I try it on live so we can try it together? Like, it feels like we're having a play date. All right, play dates, and also, evolving in our consciousness at the same damn time, Okay. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to get started in the video, you guys. So I'm wonderful, Lyric. How are you? You guys, hi, Lisa. Hi, Emma. Hi, Taurus Moon. I'm really going to, I can't do the chat and my makeup and, everything. So just bear with me, you guys. But you guys know I go back to the comments at the end. But I just want to say, everybody that's coming on, I love y'all. Hello. Are you ready to like change your life? Are you ready to be like the best manifester ever? Great. Then keep watching. Oh, before I even get started. Hi, I'm Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel, where I teach manifestation, law of assumption, how to boss up your life, boss up whatever the fuck you want, get whatever the fuck you want. Yes, I say words like fuck. So if you don't like that, you probably shouldn't be here, okay? Yeah, I am doing a Light of Love group coaching for specific person manifestation. If you would like to join that, then email me. That is going to be closed very soon, you guys, because we're going to start on the 5th. So if you guys are interested, you have until the 3rd to email me, okay? And also, of course, you can work one-on-one with me. You can join my Facebook group. All of those links are in the description. Follow my TikTok, you guys. I'm like this close to 1,000 followers. And what I'm thinking about doing, in fact, why not? Let's do it. I'm going to do a $50 giveaway to whoever can get me 1,000 followers. Whoever brings me the most followers to my TikTok, I'm giving you $50. I'll Cash App you, Zelle you, Venmo, whatever you got. And I'm going to make good on that. Okay. So get me to 1,000. All right. Beyond that, let's get into the video, y'all. So before we even get started, let's see what Neville wants to tell us. I'm just going to open up to a random page. Let's see. Okay, here's a good one. Your consciousness is the cause of your world. The conscious state in which you abide determines the kind of world which you live in. Your present concept of yourself is now objectified as your environment, and this state is symbolized as Esau, the hairy or sensible felt, the first son. That which you would like to be or possess is symbolized as your second son, Jacob, the smooth-skinned lad who is not yet seen, but is subjectively senses and felt and will, if properly touched, supplant his brother Esau or your present world. So this is kind of in the middle of a story, right? Between it's the biblical story between Jacob and Esau, but we're not going to get all into that because that's going to make this excessively long. But I think the most important part is your consciousness is the cause of your world, okay? Which is going to really tie in with what we're talking about today, about the God state, okay? Because this is the thing, you guys. We're already in your God anyways, right? Like you are God expressed anyways, right? But it's you becoming aware of that. Like realize even when it comes to manifestation, right? You've always been manifesting. You've been manifesting, but it was the moment that you became aware of that, right? That allowed you to make changes in your world. So before I get more into that, I'm going to quickly tell you my skincare because obviously I'm not going to do that on camera. So this is what I've been using most recently that I definitely recommend this, you guys. It's the Snail Mucin, but this was like $5 at TJ Maxx. Like it is amazing. Then I toned my face with some good old witch hazel. I've been using all that other stuff they be talking about, you know, on TikTok and all those other toners and stuff, and they just broke my face out. This, like, stick to the OG shit. Then I spray my face with this. This is like rose water, aloe, and herbs. I stick to products with aloe vera in it because aloe vera, you guys, listen to me. If you have any skin issue at all, any type of skin, anything, aloe vera, it's just a plant. You can buy it at the store for $3. Cut it open and it has like sticky kind of like slime or whatever. The juice of it though, it literally, like for anything, any cut, well, not a cut, but like any irritation on your skin, if you have eczema, if you have sensitive skin, if you have, you know, even just smoothing like your skin out, like whatever, aloe vera is amazing. I started using rose water because somebody with really nice skin recommended rose water, so I just started using it. But this has both. So I spray that after I tone my face, then I let that dry. Now this is the other, like, this is that thing, y'all. Whatever this, hyaluronic acid and that long word that I can't say works fucking amazing, okay? These two right here are really like what gives like that glow. Like these things work amazing. All right, so let's get into the makeup and let's get into the video. So, all right, so there are different levels of awareness, right? And your level of awareness, your level of knowing that you are God is what determines how good you are, right, at being able to manifest. So I've explained this in a video before, but like it's one way to like understand something conceptually, right? Like to say, yeah, this is what I use, you guys. Just these little, like, it's not this little, but it's obviously almost gone. You're at the beginning, luxury hybrid. But yeah. So when you first learn about something as a concept, like a lot of people understand manifestation as a concept, right? Oh, my thoughts create, right? But they're not actually living that way. So a lot of people, even people that watch my channel, right, hear everything that I'm saying. Hey, you're creating. Hey, your thoughts, your words, your state of being is creating, right? And they still will come in the comments and say, everything sucks and my life's not working and nothing's going right and I don't know, all day long, right? And I'm like, well, I know I'm telling you guys, I know I'm telling you the correct information. So it's like people like, but that's how you can know something on a concept, right? You can know something conceptually, but you're not embodying it. You're not living it, right? So when it comes to the God state, right? Think about like when you're living as a regular degular person, right? I would say the biggest difference between living as a manifester, living as a manifester and living as a muggle, right? Which is just a regular person, or what people call sleep, or, you know, in the Matrix or whatever, is realizing that you have a choice. That is always like, that idea is always in my mind. No matter what the circumstance is, I'm aware that I have a choice though. Even if it seems like I don't have a choice, even if it seems like, well, the decision was final and that's what it was, and it's something that I don't want. Well, no, I don't accept that, right? That is the point of being the God. It's like, I don't have to accept anything that I don't want to accept, right? I have a choice. Having that, because a lot of people, which actually is going to bring me to the next point, a lot of people get caught up in their circumstance, right? So come above your circumstances, right? This is the other like realization that allows you to dwell in the God state, is that you're above this. Hey, Jacarius. You're above everything. You're above anything. You're above everything that you think, like, you're above everything, but you can decide that this is above me, right? You can say to yourself, well, I can manifest an SP, I can manifest, you know, money, but my health is above me. Like, my health is, you know, I have to go to a doctor for that because I can't manifest that, right? Like, God doesn't, that's the difference. Like, God doesn't come up against anything and think to himself, oh yeah, no, that's the part that's too much for me. That doesn't occur for God, right? Limitation doesn't occur for God, right? But because we're in this, and somebody commented on one of my videos, she was like, do you realize how much you say right? I was literally watching one of my videos before, and I was noticing, and I was like, oh my God, I need like a, I don't even know. But yeah, so anyways, you think you decide that something is above you, right? And so your decision that that thing is above you creates it to appear as if it's above you, right? That decision though, and that only, you deciding, not you guys. I do say you guys. Somebody else was mad about that a long time ago, but guess what? I don't have a fuck to give. With the right thing, I'm gonna work on that though. But yeah, so I need to stop reading the comments because you guys distracted me. You see, you guys, like, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to talk, I'm trying to look here. It's too much. But anyways, so yes, you decide that this thing is above me, and so it appears to be above you, but it's only because you decided, right, that it's above you. That's it. That decision that, well, this is the thing. You are the person that has the shackles. You are the person that has the cage, right? You have the cage. You put yourself in the cage. You lock the door. You toss the keys across the room, right? And you're like, oh my God, look at guys, I'm a victim. I can't get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always you, right? But you have to come above the circumstance. Now, here's the thing, is when you're in victim mode, right? You don't want to come above the circumstance because you want to blame somebody, and you absolutely don't want that somebody to be you, right? So it's not my fault. It's my parents. It's the government, Trump, right? It's those people over there, those people over them, right? It's white people. It's men. It's black people. It's other people. It's everybody except, it's my cousin. It's everybody except for you, right? And so you sit there and you're waiting on everybody else to change so your circumstance can change. So all your power is in everybody else, right? Your power is in everything else. Your power is in, I'm just going to sit here and complain and be angry and join support groups, and nothing's going to change, but at least it's not my fault, right? So taking responsibility and realizing, right? Like realizing that it's my decision, right? Lyric, I can't deal with you. Realizing that you're the one that decided that this thing, whatever that thing is, right, has power over my life, period. That's the only reason it does. God never comes up to a circumstance and bows to it, right? Stop bowing to your circumstance. Stop deciding, oh yeah, this is above me. Why? I mean, okay. I mean, all right. Hi, Dallas. You know, like if you say so, hey, Winter, you know what I mean? Like if you say it's above you, then all right, then it is. But it only is because you said that, period. So realizing again, that kind of goes back to point one, which is that you always have a choice, right? You always have a choice. You have a choice to give yourself not having a choice, right? You have enough of a choice. You have the choice to say, I'm powerless. Well, okay. Right? So then what's next? After you realize, well, I have a choice. Y'all, this is NARS. My sister told me about this brand. I was in Sephora. I needed help, y'all, because I don't really know much about makeup. But this stuff works really nice. I got the foundation too. I was supposed to put that on first, but it's okay. I'm going to skip it. But yeah, let me open this up really quick. Okay. So I have a choice. That's the realization. Oh, wow, I'm creating. I have a choice, right? Then coming above your circumstance is testing that, right? This is the thing, you guys. Manifesting like crazy, impossible things only happens from practice. A lot of you guys, a lot of people, they sit in the state of, is this possible? Of questioning, right? Is this possible? I'm going to read a whole bunch of success stories and I'm going to see a whole bunch of other people create it. And I'm going to do this and ask a million bajillion fulfilling questions, but I'm never going to try. I'm never going to just decide. I'm never going to actually assume that I have it. I'm just going to ask a million questions. And so, or I'm just going to doubt, right? So, okay, pause. My sister told me to like leave my concealer on. My sister is like a certified bad bitch. So she's like teaching me how, you know, the bad bitchery. You know, I don't know too much about bad bitchery. I'm just dabbling my foot into bad bitchery. But anyways, she said to leave the concealer on your face for a minute so it can dry and it's better like for the blending. So I'm going to do that. So anyways, yeah, so testing it. Come up against something that you think is impossible and decide to manifest it anyway. This is the only way, you guys, to come above your circumstance, okay? Is to come against the thing that you think, like when you say, okay, I can manifest the SP, I can manifest money, but I can't manifest my health. Come up against it, right? Come up against it and say, okay, I believe that. That's just a belief, right? I can decide that, yes, I can manifest my health. I'm going to do that, right? I'm going to do that. I decide now that I am going to manifest my health. I'm going to just decide and appropriate the state, you guys, because I be trying to explain this. And what I was going to make was a video about like my manifestation process. But I'll make that soon. But the thing is, you guys, it's pretty rare. I won't even say rare, but it's a lot of times for me to where when I go to manifest something, I don't have any clue how it could happen. I don't see how it's possible. I just know that my imagination creates. So I know that I have supremacy. I know that I am the God of my reality, which perfectly leads me into the next part, right? Hey, Angelica, which is embody, right? WWGD, right? It was WWJD, but not everybody is, Christian. So, but WWGD, right? And actually, you know what? WWJD, because Jesus is actually the embodiment of God as man, but God in the form of man, fully aware of his God self and acting as his God self, okay? So, but what would God do in this circumstance? This is how you actually shift, okay? What's up, Josh? I'm glad you're here. Hi, Matrika. So this is how you actually shift, you guys, right? And this is what I've been talking with my clients about, which is realizing that, yeah, okay, you can tell yourself something on a level, right? You can tell yourself, oh, I can create whatever I want, right? And then I'm going to blend this in with this dirty shitty brush that I have because I need new brushes. But you can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself, right? Like, let's take someone manifesting an SP, right? Like, oh, I deserve the best treatment and I only accept the best treatment, right? But then your SP calls you at 2 a.m. and you pull up every time. Well, you might be claiming that, but you're not embodying it. You're still embodying the person that doesn't accept the best treatment. You're still showing up and being and acting as the person who doesn't, right? If Jesus said, like, if Jesus said, okay, you know, I realize I'm the Son of God. I realize I have all this magnificent power. And he comes against somebody who is like, you know, sick or something. And he's like, ooh, I don't really know what to do about that. You know, let's get him to the clinic over there. They could probably do more than I can. Well, then you're not really believing and acting as what you're saying that you are, right? Like, you're saying you're this, but until you show up as that, right? Until you show up as that, it's only just an idea. It's a concept, right? But it's not really what you truly that's not what you're not embodying it, right? So when it comes to like actually manifesting from your God state, it is, what would God do? And this is a moment to moment thing, you guys, because realize that coming into a state is not crossing a finish line. You guys can come in and out of the God state. I come in and out of the God state, right? You can feel it one day and feel like, oh my God, like I'm on top of the world. I'm so powerful, right? And then the next day you can be like, oh, you know, completely out of your power. So it's not something, because a lot of people, they do the work, they get good results, and then they set the practice down and they forget. But it's like I told you guys, this world, this earth is made, it's created to keep you asleep. It's created to keep you as a victim to your circumstance. So you have to be vigilant about reminding yourself, right? And acting as the version of yourself that actually believes that they are the God of their reality, right? You have to actually show up as that. So until you're doing that, it's just an idea. And you have to show up as that on a moment to moment to moment basis. Moment to moment to moment. Who am I being, right? Well, this morning while I was in meditation, I was in the God state. Then I'm just going to put some of this powder on, you guys. This is just Sephora's brand. But yeah, in the morning while I was meditating, I was feeling really in my God state. I was feeling in my God state till that person cut me off in traffic, right? I was feeling in my God state until my mom called me, right? It's about getting to, you know, like on a moment to moment to moment basis, coming back to the realization and the awareness, right? Because this is a huge thing about shifting into any state, is the moment to moment awareness of who am I being now. That is how you practice and continue to learn, right? And continue to prove to yourself that you are in the God state. That you are that. It's a continuous like prove to yourself. Now, it's not coming from a need to prove, because this is the other thing before I get into the last part. Oh, what was this? Oh, I think I was supposed to use this. Oh, this is setting spray, but I'm not using that because I don't want to set it. And then what's this? Oh, that's the foundation. But anyways, hey, Jaleesa. Okay, so Lash Paradise, y'all, I have not found a better mascara than this. Like, and this is old, so it ain't even gonna do what it really could do. But if y'all know a better mascara brand, then let me know. But the thing about it is not making yourself wrong, okay? No matter what. Because if you wake up and you're criticizing yourself and you're like, oh, I woke up and I was in the God state earlier, and then I called, you know, that stupid bitch cut me off in traffic. Now I'm pissed off, and now I'm not in the God state. And oh my God, I do this every time, and I can, and yeah, you do all that. It's like, just allow yourself to be human. Allow yourself to have a human experience. Realize that, yeah, you know what? Sometimes I'm not going to feel godly. Sometimes I'm not going to feel like levitating on clouds. Sometimes I'm going to want to knock a bitch out. Not that you should, you know, you shouldn't, right? That's something that you want to leave in the idea phase. You don't want to act on the knock a bitch out energy, right? But you want to take the idea phase of being the God of your reality and act on that more often, right? But the more that you allow yourself grace, the more that you allow yourself to make mistakes and be okay with it, like, you know what? It doesn't even matter. It's fine. I still love myself. I'm still going to do this whole thing. I'm still going to get exactly what I want. You can get back into your God state that much quicker. Okay? So now the last part is to act out of love. okay? Love versus fear. Love is always the way, okay? Yara, you're so cute. We got this. What do you mean, Dracarius, don't pump it up? Oh, like doing that? Really? Oh, that would make sense. But love versus fear. Oh, love versus fear, okay? Realize that in every instance, you guys, when you're confused, like if you're confused, like what's the right way to go? What's the right way to be? What's the right way to think? How should I choose? Choose the more loving thing, right? Because a lot of times, like, okay, I'll touch on this briefly. Something I've been talking about recently is the balanced like divine feminine energy, right? So what tends to happen? Oh my gosh, look at my fingers, you guys. What tends to happen is that we basically like, okay, let's say you come from like very imbalanced, like you're too in your feminine, right? You're too soft, right? You know, and then you get taken advantage of and people hurt you and you realize like, wow, it's not safe to be like that. I'm going to be hard instead, right? So then you become really masculine and like in your masculine manly energy, right? With your walls up, you're super defensive, super angry, girl. You know, you on the niggas ain't shit tribe and, you know, bitches ain't shit either. Really ain't nobody shit except me. I'm the best, right? So basically we go from one extreme of too soft, too nice, too no boundaries, right? To the other side of you know, letting nobody in, not loving anybody, not letting anybody love us, right? Being suspicious of everybody. Everybody's out to get me. You're on the defense, right? So what you want to do is you want to come into the middle. And we do this with every single thing, right? Think about even like femininity, like being a woman, right? We come from being completely disempowered, right? To, okay, we're empowered. I'm empowered, right? So we come from disempowered, you know, women, we're not anything, you know, men are everything, da 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 da. Then we go to super empowered, right? Where it's like, I am a man. I'm a man and a woman. I can do everything. I don't need anybody. Come to the middle, right? Come to the middle, okay? So, the blush. Y'all, honestly, this blush is literally Beauty Supply blush. It's no brand. Where the fuck did I put it? Oh. Duo. Look at it. You see it's covered in my bronzer that broke all over all my stuff. So yeah. But yeah. Come to the middle. So instead of you don't need to be so soft and nice and people pleasing and all that, but you also don't need to be hard and basically be a whole man inside of a woman's body, right? And whatever, you know, don't take that so politically, whatever, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, find yourself in the middle of, you know what? I'm vulnerable enough. I can let love in, right? I can let love in, but I also stand up for myself. I have boundaries, I have standards, right? I can let love in from the right person, right? I'm not just letting any love in, and I'm not just letting no love in. I'm letting love in from the right person, right? Okay, so being from that, right? And I say that because a lot of people that are healed, right, are on the side of super defensive, right? And it's okay, first of all, okay? Because you have to get there first, right? You have to get there first. You have to get to the point first of realizing that, hey, I'm worthy and valuable enough that I deserve my protection. I deserve my own standards. I deserve to want to protect myself. I deserve to my inner child deserves to have somebody riding for her. And if that's me and only me, then that's me and only me. You deserve that. You need to go there first. But after you're there, you realize after 5, 10, how many years, wow, I'm in this fortress all alone, right? Nobody can get through. And maybe if I can feel safe enough, now that I know what healthy boundaries are, I can feel safe enough to let down the moats, right? Let down the bar, send the army home for the day, you know, and let people in, right? From a place of safety. I still got my people on the roof. I still got my snipers with the infrared beam for anybody else who's going to step out of line. But I don't need to be surrounded by walls, right? I can have my infrared beam and let my walls down, right? Okay? So coming into that balance, and I say, that's what I was saying, all that to say, a lot of people felt, well, I'm healed because I'm protective and angry and defensive. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, but that's a step, but the other step is coming into balance, right? It's coming into balance. It's coming into back to love from a healthy place, right? So if anybody is telling you or preaching to you and us against them, right? And us against them type of dynamic and us against them type of agenda, right? It's not the highest. It may be the stepping stool that you need though, right? Because sometimes when you're coming out of powerlessness, you don't know how to balance it. You got to learn boundaries. You got to learn toughness. You got to learn all that stuff first. Like me, you guys, when I was younger, I was so soft. I was like cotton candy. You just touch me and I'll melt. Like I was just so soft and sensitive and all of that. And I have my brother and my sister, right? My brother and my sister, I don't know if y'all will ever see them or meet them, but they're very not like me, right? Like they're very like, more like, hardcore type shit, you know what I mean? And so they kind of balanced me out. Cause if not, y'all, I don't know where I would be. I would be somebody's like baby mama, probably multiple ain't shit niggas baby mama, getting just drugged through life, honestly, you guys. Like, just to be real, because I was so soft and easy to take advantage of, and I just want to love everybody and please everybody. I would be fucked up in the game. You know what I'm saying? They had to kind of like rough me up, and they had to like grab me by the collar a little bit. Like, no, like you got to toughen up. You have to have both, right? You have to have both. But then I had to learn also to put that down though, too, a little bit, So love over fear, you guys. Every negative agenda, whatever, hatred, jealousy, resentment, all of those things come from fear, okay? Walls, being closed off from everybody comes from fear, okay? All the good things come from love. All the God things come from love. God is love, okay? So the closer you are to love, no matter what they're saying, because these people are going to present the agenda. Let's take women against men, right? This is a huge one, okay? They're going to present it to you like, this is what you should do. And if you don't do it, you're dumb and you're stupid and, all of this. You need to really hate men. And, and use them and abuse them and do everything to them that they did to us, right? That's always the narrative of people who are stuck in fear, right? That those people that get too in that masculine energy, I got to do everything to them that they did to me, right? And love is coming above that, okay? It's coming above that. It's coming into the fact that, just like I hurt and make decisions out of hurt and pain and fear, you hurt and you make decisions out of hurt, pain, and fear, period. Okay? And so I don't need to lower myself into hatred and into fear. I don't need to believe that it's better for me to be against people, right? That's going to keep me safe. I don't need to be like that. I want to vibrate more in love. I want to vibrate more with God, right? Which is love. Okay? God does not have a gender, you guys. God does not have a color. God does not have a occupation, right? God does not have a religion. Okay? Every single religion has came after God. God did not come in and say, hey, this is what it is, okay? Everything else, everything that you think that you are is something that you decided you were as God, right? You decided that. You're not even any of these things that you ride so hard for. You are a soul. You are a light being. You are God in a body. And this is just the temporary one. This is one of the infinity bodies that you have been. You done been everything that you could have been. The thing that you fucking despise, you've been it. Because that was God's plan. That's what he wanted to do. That's what you do when you're all powerful and you get bored. You know what I mean? So, realize, all right? I have a choice, Godstate. I have a choice, realize it. Test that, come above your circumstance. Come up against the thing that you have decided is above you. And decide, no, I'm above it, and create it. Embody. What would God do, right? What would God do? How would God see this? How would my highest self see this? How would the being that knows that, how would the being that created the universe look at the situation that you're looking at right now? Even if it is rent, even if it is health, even if it is an SP you haven't talked to in 10 years, do you really think that God is like, oh gosh, $2,500 for rent? Ooh, girl, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check my universal bank account. I don't get paid, till next week. So I don't know if I can slide you that. God is not intimidated by your problems. And you can act from that state. You can act from that when you think from that, right? When you identify, that's it right there. When you identify with that, right? So, let me read y'all's comments real quick. Lyric. It'll never be enough. Never enough. Okay. Or you guys can ask me some questions. Let me see. I guess that's what I'm looking for. Doop, 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 doop. I love you guys. Let's see. I sometimes get manifesting fatigue because I have decades of all negative thoughts to override. Okay. That is a really good question, the luxury hybrid. So, okay, first of all, manifestation fatigue. When you're burnt out with manifesting, it's because you're trying to force. It's because you're not trusting, right? Which is, I need to make a video on that because trust, you guys, it's literally the fundamental part. I think that's another word I say a lot too. Fundamental, but it is. Trust is a fundamental understanding when it comes to manifestation. It literally, it's like almost the most important part, if not. You know what I mean? And it's a part that has been completely like etched out of the law of assumption. So when you have manifestation fatigue, it's probably because you're affirming 10,000 times and you're like, oh my gosh, I've only affirmed 9,999 times until I get to 10,000, what I won't happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you're trusting God, you're not going to have fatigue. There's nothing because you don't do anything. You're just intending. You're just choosing, right? From the God state. Do you think that God was like, okay, I'm going to create the whole universe, right? It was like, ooh, but how should I go about it? Should I do a scene? Should I script about it for 30 days? Ooh, maybe I'll hire a higher being coach to tell me how to do it, right? No. He said it and it was, but he knew that it was, right? The moment that you ask, God has already heard that, right? He's already knowing. He's already got infinite ways. So your creation is finished, right? If you're fatigued from manifesting because you're trying to create something that's already created and you're staying in the state of trying to create instead of realizing it's created, right? For when you have lots of negative thoughts, I highly suggest using your sleep tapes. Use everything. I do everything, you guys. I listen to subliminals. I do sleep affirmations. Identify your core beliefs, luxury method, and make some affirmations towards that. Meditate. Do everything that you can consistently all the time to override it. Instead of looking at it, right? A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, right? So sometimes we look at that journey and we're like, that's too long. Like, I'm never going to climb that. And the time passes anyway. And then you're sitting in the same place 10 years from now, like, it's still too long. But you would have been there already. Just start, right? I need to get a class of bad bitchery too. No, you don't, Jacha. Talking about fine as hell, girl. It's so important to include and accept your resistance when making a decision and manifesting too. Anything a secret channel says is just law, like, to me. I don't know. But, 111 people. But yes, I love that secret channel because I definitely do that too. Again, I'm not, to be honest, you guys, I'm trying to really think about how to, articulate the state and thought process that I have when I'm manifesting. But I feel like that was a really good, way to say it. is I just accept my resistance. I accept that I'm doubting. I accept that I'm getting opposite results. I accept that it's hard or whatever stage I'm just accepting it. It's cool because I know the end though, right? If you're driving from here to Florida and there's traffic, right? And there's a storm and they're rerouting you and you're going away you never went before and the time keeps going up and up and up and up and up. At no point are you going to decide that, man, I guess I'm not going to get to Florida, right? You're knowing it might take me a minute. I might have to reroute. It's going to be a little annoying. This traffic isn't the best, but shit, I'm going to get there eventually, right? I'm going to get there. You know that I'm going to Florida. Florida exists. You don't start doubting like, oh my God, the time keeps going up. Maybe they took away Florida. Did Florida sink and I didn't hear about it? Like, no, you know it's there. If you know something's there, right? My go-to explanation of this is if you were to see your great or your granddad bury $1 million in your backyard. If you were to see it, you saw him put it there and you know nobody took it out. When would you stop digging? When would you give up and say, I guess it's not worth it anymore? Never. I don't care if it took you a year. I don't care if it took you 2 years. I don't care if it's 100 degrees outside every day. You're going to figure out a way to dig that shit up because you know it's there, right? If you don't know, if your mom was like, well, your great-great-great-great-granddaddy might have, maybe it's an old wise tale that he buried $1 million in the backyard, right? Then you might still go dig. You might go ahead and try a little bit. But after a few weeks, maybe a month, you'll be like, I don't think that it's there. I think that was just an old wise tale. I don't think that it's actually there. Why am I going to keep digging for something that I'm not sure about, right? And that's why faith and being sure of what you hope for, right? And certain of what you do not see is so important because then you will persist no matter what. That is the thing, you guys, faith. It's knowing it's done. It's done. I don't care. Y'all so concerned about what's going on. It's done already though. You be more concerned with that. And that's my kind of like take on it. I know, yeah, I know I have a choice, right? So yeah, I can be concerned with what's going on around me that's not looking like what I want, or I could be concerned with my end. I'm going to choose my end. And it took, like I say to you guys, it took me a lot of time of not getting what I want, of living a hard life for me to learn. It's not worth it to continue to repeat your circumstances. It's not worth it to continue to throw yourself pity parties. The only person who's suffering at the end of the day is you. Okay? So, Summer says, moods pass, your heart is always pure. How beautiful. I love that. Someone says, manifesting, LOL. I guess it's easier than hard work. You damn right. And I think they're saying that sarcastically, but they're right. We'll leave all the hard work for you. So you can feel justified and important. You do that. Knowing yourself as God is the ultimate self-concept. Yes, I said that in a video as well. Queen. How did it click for you that you are the creator of your life? So that's a really good question, Dallas. To be honest, you guys, it clicked for me very early on. Like, honestly, you guys, like my best friend is the one that introduced me to manifestation. And she said to me one day, like I was out like at the park and I was just sitting there and she texted me and she was like, did you know that you create your reality? And I was already kind of having like a spiritual awakening at that time. But when she said that, it just resonated really hard. And then as I was sitting there, I was just in pure bliss. Like I was just sitting outside and I was like, the only way that this could be better is if whoever the guy I was talking about or talking to at the time, I was like, the only way this could be better is if he was here. And at the moment I thought that, he texted me. And so it was like that back to back, like her saying, did you know you create your reality, the resonance, and then the instant evidence that, whoa, my thought just literally appeared in front of me, really kind of solidified. And I honestly was a good manifester out the gate. Like I remember another girl who was a friend of mine. She was teaching me manifestation and she was like kind of mad. Like she was jealous because I was getting things. So I just got it and I was doing so well. And she was just like, ugh, annoyed. You know what I mean? So it clicked for me. But what I would say, what made it really, what deepened it, right? Because there's levels to this shit, right? I knew that on a level, but I still was like navigating life, right? But what really made it click for me was, like I told you guys, unfortunately, and this is, I'm not telling you a limiting belief. I'm not telling you it doesn't have to be like this. I'm just telling you how it went for me, was that I struggled a lot in life, right? I struggled in life. So like, this is the thing, you guys, because I don't come from struggle. My parents took very good care of me. My dad was an amazing, provider for my family, my mom too. But my dad took very good care of us. We were good. But once I got older and left the nest, right, and started living with fuck niggas, right? Things started going really bad for me very quickly. And then before I knew it, my parents or my dad became sick. So he wasn't, those of you guys that have, parents that are, not necessarily rich, but, if you're in a jam, they could get you out. That wasn't available for me anymore. And so this was my experience of being an adult. And it put me into a very impoverished mindset of not having enough. And so I literally, you guys, had to manifest. I had to manifest to be able to support myself, right? And to have the things that I needed. Like, manifesting my health. I couldn't afford a doctor. I didn't have insurance. I didn't have that option to even go. I didn't even have $40 to go to urgent care. You know what I mean? So it was either suffer or manifest. And so in those, it was either get kicked out your house or manifest, right? And so in those stages, I had no choice but to focus and exercise my mind. And so this is why I tell you, and that gave me so much proof, because when you're really living in scarcity and lack, there's a lot of things that you have to go without, right? And I was seeing that with my mind, I didn't have to go without. I could heal myself, right? I could manifest money. I could manifest an apartment, even if I have 3 evictions on my record, right? I can manifest a car, even if I have a repossession on there, right? So it was that actually kept me like afloat in my life. And so this is why I emphasize for you guys to, first of all, don't let it get like that. You have the power now. I've been had the power. It's like I said, I got it like immediately. I shouldn't have had to go through all that. But we sit there and we question and we do and we wonder and we consume content and we don't ever actually imagine. We don't ever actually do the thing, right? And it does nothing for you to know a whole bunch of shit. That's why I know so much, you guys, because I spend all my time learning and reading, and it's good. Everything works perfectly, because now that's why I'm able to like spit that thrax for y'all, because I know I have learned over and over and over and over and over from many different angles, right? And applied it into my life. So that is what really solidified and really put me in the state that I'm in now. But I'm telling you guys, you don't have to go through that. But what you do have to do is practice. It's the only way for you to actually understand, is to see it work for you. Because what everybody else is telling you works, right, may not work for you. And you might be taking what somebody else says instead of taking what is actually going on, right? So tune in with yourself and actually apply it, and you'll see. When you come up, that's the thing, you guys. I came up against so many things that seemed impossible, that seemed like I'm just SOL, basically, and came through them again and again and again and again and again, to the point to where I couldn't deny it. Even in my deepest, darkest, lowest moments where I questioned everything that I believed, I couldn't deny the evidence. I can't deny that when I put my mind to something, no matter how impossible it seems, it happens, right? And that gives you the courage to continue to put your mind to something, to continue to come up against the thing that's impossible and say, fuck that. Actually, I can, and do it anyway, right? Who answers the phone at 2 a.m.? I was about to say something, but I don't want to say that. That was mean. So if you slip, you just return, right? Yes, True Jen. Oh, y'all hear that thunder? Oh. I need to know what edge control you use. Okay, so this is the Eben tube. I didn't bring it over here. But Eben has it's like a little purple tube. It's the only edge control that really works for me, because my hair be eating edge control up. Like, you really thought that was gonna work. But yeah, this is the only one I really like so far. Not the Eben in the jar, because they got the Eben in the jar. It's a little purple tube, like a little travel size one. Let's see. Okay. Stop thinking of God and start thinking as God. Yes, Lauren. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. But what about going too much the other way and always being the one to try to make things better? Okay. So Eso Salio, this is when I was talking about balancing your divine feminine and masculine energy. So I spoke on that. That's usually where we start, right? Is trying, like when you're trying to make everything better and trying to people please and trying to like, oh, put myself last and you just treat me however you want as long as you stay, it's because you don't value yourself, right? You don't find value and worth in yourself. Now, what happens is you find the value and worth in yourself, and then you go too far to the other side of and it's not even that you can value and like, you can't value yourself too much, but you can get to the point to where you value yourself so much that you're so defensive that you don't let anybody come in. And that's not a good place either. So it's coming too. To answer your question, SO Sally, is to come into start caring about yourself. When you care about yourself, you guys, and I always say, start thinking of yourself as your best friend, right? The things that you say to your best friend, the things that you want for yourself, you wouldn't want for your best friend. Start thinking of yourself as your child. Would the person that you're so obsessed with and love so much, would you want them anywhere near your kid? Like, would you want your kid dating somebody like that? Probably not, right? God's self is always saying yes to you. Love that, Angelica. I am forcing. Well, how did I know, Luxury? I can't. Yeah, y'all have fun. I just manifested getting Chick-fil-A. I'm eating it right now. I love that. Oh, you're so sweet, Mercy. So it comes down to ask and believe you already have it. Faith. Yes, indeed. And it's not, I wouldn't even say ask. It's more like intend. Choose, right? Decide. Because ask leaves the room for a no, right? It's funny because I was spoiled when I grew up, right? I remember my dad telling me one day, he was like, I hate saying no to you. I was like, oh, you shouldn't have told me that. But when I, like my parents growing up, like when they would tell me no, like it literally didn't register to me. Even to like still with my man, he tells me no. I'm like, I don't really believe that. I don't think you believe that. Like, no, I don't accept that. Olivia, I'm manifesting a full ride scholarship and it's been a while, a couple months. What do you suggest? No, it hasn't, Lyric. They actually approved you instantly, right? So this is the other thing that I do, you guys. I decide and I decide and I decide and I decide again. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how long it's taking. I decide that literally, yeah, actually, no. Like they did. Like they already gave you your scholarship, Lyric. That's amazing. Congratulations. Full ride. Wow. Probably gonna get a check in the mail, from your the refund that they give you. So yeah, no, don't accept that. You already got it. They already did it. What's my favorite mantra currently? I would say I'm in my highest timeline and I'm perfect in all ways, inside and out. You guys are so funny. I was wondering too, was I doing too much with all that I am meditating, etc.? So it's not doing too much. No, I don't think it's doing too much. It depends, you guys, what state you're doing it from, right? So this is what I'm telling everybody. It's not about what you're doing, it's about the state you're doing it from. If you're doing everything because you're like, I don't have my desire and I need to force it to happen, well, realize your state is what's expressing, right? I like to do all that stuff because I like to maintain a certain like energy within myself. I like to maintain a certain state. And so I feel like all of those, I also like to, like Neville's wife, right? Told him that your thoughts are investments, right? Your time, your energy is an investment. So if I'm just sitting around and, doing something on my phone, well, I could be having a subliminal play in the background that's helping to enforce the beliefs that I have. Not in oh my God, I need this thing, so I'm gonna put this on. When I did stuff from that place, I didn't really get anything. Well, I won't say anything, but not much, right? But when it's like, whatever, I'm not doing anything, I'm just gonna put it on, right? I do that. If like, I like to meditate because it makes me feel good. Right? So it's like, what is the state that you're coming from rather than what you're doing? If we react to an unwanted situation, trying to fix in the physical, or just double down on affirming and leaving it alone. Okay. So if you react to an unwanted situation, should you try to fix it in the physical? Okay. Okay. So there are times, in my opinion, you guys, where you should, like, if it depends. Like, if you're dealing with somebody and let's say like your SP calls you Pooh Bear and you hate it. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with you just saying like, hey, can you not call me that? Like, we don't have to go to our imagination for every fucking thing. But what I will say though is you can, right? You don't ever have to address something physically, right? Realize that everything that you want can happen for you without you lifting a finger, okay? So that's an option, but there's something called the path of least resistance. So for instance, if you are like, okay, for instance, right? My teeth are messed up. Like I'm having like cavities or whatever, right? So I've been manifesting my teeth to feel better, right? And how that manifested for me was me actually going to the dentist for the first time since I was like a little kid. You know what I mean? And because I never had insurance, I never had money to go to the dentist. So now I have money where I can pay to go to the dentist. So I could say, well, that's not godly enough for me. So I'm going to sit at home and suffer until my teeth magically come apart or come together. I could do that, you know what I'm saying? But if I don't have to do that, why not take the path of least resistance and take the opportunity that's in front of me? Right? It's like the little like riddle that they said in The Pursuit of Happiness, and the guy was drowning and a boat came by and was like, hey, like let us save you, and he's like, no, God will save me. And they're like, okay. And then another person came by and they're like, hey, let us save you. And they're like, no, God will save me. And then he dies and goes to heaven. He's like, God, why didn't you save me? He's like, I sent you like 3 boats. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we're waiting for like the magic or the poof or whatever to happen, and we're not taking the logical step. Like take the path of least resistance. That's also how you don't get overwhelmed and burnt out with manifesting. So when you're reacting, first of all, like I said, instead of getting angry at yourself, just be compassionate for yourself. It's cool. It doesn't matter. You're a person. You're a human, right? You're God having a human experience though. So you're going to react sometimes. You're going to get upset. So what, right? And this again comes to value and worth, right? When a bratty girl, when her man doesn't get her what she wants and she cusses him out, do you think she's like, oh, he's not going to want me anymore? No, she feels like she's entitled to that. I've been watching Desperate Housewives, y'all. It's so good. Gabrielle on there, but she's a bitch. Like I'm not saying to be like that, right? But it's the feeling of I can do no wrong. It's not, now again, this is a balance of respecting others, right? But also honoring yourself wherever you are, even if that's not the best place, even if you're not being the best. The first step to actually being able to change is being okay with where you are. Stop making yourself bad or wrong and just realize like, I have an opportunity to show up better next time, right? But you can revise the unwanted situation. You can just decide that it doesn't matter because it really doesn't. I've been manifesting a lot recently and I'm seeing some stuff come into fruition, but not all of it yet. But I'm really trying to keep my mentality and vibration very high because I know it can take time. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's the other thing, to be honest, you guys, for me. And I feel like this is kind of a good thing and a bad thing, but I'm not concerned with time because I think it's because I'm not dependent on anything to validate me. Like I know who I am. So I don't need, like when I'm manifesting something, it's not coming from a need. I need this thing to happen right now, or else I don't feel like I'm this, or I don't feel like a good manifestor, or I don't feel like I'm deserving, or I don't feel worthy. It's just kind of fun. It's a game. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to decide that it's going to go like this. I'm pretty sure, like 100% sure that it has to go like this. As long as I keep deciding that it's going to go like this, it has to go like that. So, from that space, this is the thing. Everything that you want, right, is so that you feel happy. So just feel happy, right? That's what you want anyway. And it's not contained in any of the things that you think it's contained in. But we have to actually manifest those things, right? One of the wealth books that I read a while ago said that. She was like, all the happiness and the things that you think is in manifesting money, it's not in that. It really isn't. But you have to manifest it first. You have to experience it. You have to be able to get the SP, be in the marriage, be in the relationship, and realize, wow, I still actually feel the same, to actually want to change it, Let's see. I'm manifesting a debt canceled. I can't figure out the scene. I keep going back and forth with it. After a while, I try to forget about it. My mind continues to keep focusing on it. Okay, Deborah. So a good scene would be like, you could be talking to somebody, right? So anytime I'm having trouble creating a scene like visually, I just envision myself like talking with somebody or at dinner, right? Celebrating. Like you would celebrate that. If you were to pay off whatever this debt is, maybe you go out with your girlfriends, maybe you go out with your man, maybe with whoever, whatever, and see yourself cheersing them, hear them telling you, oh my gosh, congratulations. You actually did it. Like you paid off your debt. That's amazing. You're debt free. That's so cool. Like teach us your ways. Like, however, that's always a good scene. When you have a list, how long do you spend trying to manifest one item? I always feel anxious trying to do more than one at a time. That's a really good question. I still I get that, NB, because I also get overwhelmed. Like for a while, that was a problem I did too, was I tried to manifest everything at once. And because I wasn't seeing results in everything, it would make me feel like, oh, I'm not good at this, So it just depends. That's a really good question. It depends on how, I try to focus on one or two things that are quote unquote difficult for me. So if it's something that I have a lot of resistance to, or something I'm trying to make, if it's something that, I have a lot of resistance to, like something that I've been trying and haven't gotten much room with, or something that is very triggering to me, then I'll try to focus on maybe like one or two of those at a time. But for me, anything else, I just decide. That's really all that I do, is just keep deciding. Like, no, it's like this. Nope, it's like this. Nope, it's like this. It's like this. Like, I just keep deciding that it's like what I want. Yes, leave the hard work to the muggles. Exactly. Hey, seeded fruit. You're so sweet. I love you. Okay. Yes. Good night, Yara. Well, I guess she's gone already. Is it possible and a perfect idea to manifest perfectly friends for X? Or is everything changing and is for the better? I'm not sure I understand that. Please keep teaching me. I love this for me. I've never been in this state of mind all my life before I found you. I love everything about you. You make my heart smile so big. Oh my gosh. Apollonia. That is so sweet. I love you guys so freaking much. I really do. You guys are the best. Hey, Althea. I don't know if you're still here. Let's see. All right, guys. Well, I'm about to go. Yeah, I'm about to go, you guys. Hi, Anastasia. So yeah, anyways, this is a super long live, whatever, it was good though. So if you guys are interested in my Light of Love specific person group coaching, email me. If you guys would like to work one-on-one with me, links in the description. Like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I love you guys infinitely. I'm intending that this prospers you infinitely, and I will see you guys in a video soon.